Is your expired medical marijuana card a get out of jail free card, or is it a fast track to criminal charges? The answer may surprise you. Share this video with friends and family who may benefit from understanding the repercussions of possessing an expired medical marijuana card. Now, for many people throughout Florida, medical marijuana offers life-changing relief from chronic pain, anxiety, other debilitating conditions. But what happens when your medical marijuana card expires and life gets in the way of renewing it, right? Just like your driver's license, there's these things that happen throughout your life, and it just, before you know it, it's been expired for 3 weeks, 3 months, sometimes even a year. Well, the short answer is you could be facing serious legal trouble. So let's discuss common misconceptions about expired medical marijuana cards, and let's shine a light on Florida's laws surrounding unlawful possession of cannabis, aka weed, marijuana, THC, whatever you want to call it. Now, be sure to share this video with friends and family who may need to understand the consequences of possessing an expired medical marijuana card in the state of Florida. So you might be thinking, well, my medical marijuana card expired last night. Surely it's not a big deal. But what you need to be careful of is there's no grace period after your medical marijuana card expires. So the moment the card expires, you forfeit or give up the legal right to possess cannabis or weed or THC oil. If you're found with cannabis and an expired medical card, you could be charged for illegal drug possession, just like people who are caught with cannabis or weed who don't have a medical marijuana license. Possessing cannabis without a valid medical marijuana card can cause serious legal consequences. Possessing even a small amount of THC-infused products, so gummies, edibles, the oil, it's considered a felony in Florida. And so you might be thinking, well, even though, so something bad happened, I got caught, I got arrested for a felony, well, let me just renew my medical marijuana card and it's just all going to go away, right? Well, wrong. That's not the way the law works. So if you renew your card after the fact that you're arrested, it does not retroactively just automatically protect you from those charges. So the way that the law works, it's looking at the validity of the card at the time that you were arrested, not after the fact. Now, of course, can we do things on this case? Well, quite often we can, but by no means is this an automatic guarantee, a magic get out of jail free card. So understand that. Now, if you claim that you're unaware that your card is expired, that's not a technical defense in the state of Florida. So Florida law requires people to be proactive about monitoring and renewing their medical marijuana card, just like their driver's license, just like your registration, except if you drive on a suspended driver's license or an expired registration, well, that could be a traffic misdemeanor crime. But when we're talking about medical marijuana, well, that can easily be a felony if we're talking about THC-infused products or oil. Now, also, it's important to note that sharing is not always caring. So if somebody has the valid medical marijuana card and you share it with your friend, well, that's a crime. You can't do that. Okay, you cannot distribute it or give it to anybody. And if you give it to your friend, let's say because you have some extra and it's just easier than your friend going to get their medical marijuana card, right? Because there's a lot of red tape behind this. It does take time. Well, that could be a crime for you, and it would be a crime for the person that you give it to. So you don't want to do that, okay? It prohibits transferring or sharing medical marijuana products. That is a crime. You don't want to do it. When we're talking about illegal possession, the law is set at 20 grams for cannabis, the flower. So traditional marijuana, it's set at 20 grams. For those of you scoring at home, there's 28 grams in an ounce. So 20 grams is just a teeny tiny bit lower than 3/4 of an ounce. So a decent amount of weed, right? Anything under that, that's a misdemeanor. You could face a year up to jail. Anything more than that, so if you go to Costco and buy your weed from your neighborhood-friendly drug dealer in the flower portion, well, and you get that Costco size, that's a felony. You could be looking up to 5 years in prison. and up to about $5,000 in fines. But nowadays, right, I'm shooting this video in 2025, right? We have gummies, we have edibles, vape cartridges, extracts, oils, all these other things that are going on that we didn't really have 15, 20, 30 years ago. These are treated much more harshly under Florida law than the traditional cannabis, weed flower. So even a little bit, one gummy, one vape cartridge, one, a little bit of oil, that's a felony. And so there's a major disconnect here with the law and these vape products. And people need to understand this because we see time and time again people getting arrested for felony marijuana crimes for just having a vape cartridge or a little bit of oil. So you could be looking at up to 5 years in prison and up to $5,000 in fines. It's a big deal, very big deal. So let's say that you're going beyond just the Costco amount of weed and you come in 25 pounds or more. So we're not talking 25 ounces, we're talking 25 pounds or more of cannabis. Now we're in the drug trafficking range. So drug trafficking, much more serious than drug possession. There's mandatory minimums depending on the amount of weed. It can go mandatory minimum from 3 years all the way on up. The max would be 30. So it's a much bigger deal. Now we don't get too many of those. Those are usually the grow house cases, the major trafficking charges. They can be state or federal, depending on if the feds want to pick it up or not. By and large, you're better off in state court than in federal court for all types of cases. But of course, that's a big deal. So if you do find yourself really buying in bulk, more than just a Costco amount, you could be looking at drug trafficking charges. So here we are, 2025, going over this, right? Florida's had medical marijuana cards for quite some time now. Okay, it's not legal in Florida just yet. It may change in the next few years. Who knows? Even if the amount seems small, Florida law is very strict and can be unforgiving when it comes to expired medical marijuana cards. If you get caught with a drug possession charge, staying proactive with your legal options is very important and can make a significant impact on the outcome of your case. Remember, when your medical marijuana card expires at 11:59 p.m., as soon as it turns midnight, you could be in serious trouble if you get caught using or you're in possession of cannabis or cannabis byproducts. Stay smart. You can begin renewing your Florida medical marijuana card 45 days before your card is set to expire. So don't get caught without knowing your rights. You or someone you know is going through this, right? We understand how you feel. Look, that's why we make these videos. We're here to educate, to make sure people understand and know what the law is, and more importantly, how to protect themselves. If you're going through this or you have any questions at all, just give us a call. We can definitely reach out, do a strategy session, discuss everything with you, and see if us helping you is going to be the right fit. You can call us at 754-206-6200. Do call us today so we can defend your tomorrow.